just know, maybe, I don't know.
It's hard to believe it's been 25 years since we first heard this iconic opening theme. And today, everyone's asking the same question. Where's the cast of Malcolm in the Middle now? From major glow-ups to unexpected career shifts, let's take a look at how each cast member has changed and where life has taken them over the decades. Let's start with the family's no-nonsense matriarch, Lois. Born in 1955, Jane Kaczmarek was in her early 40s during filming. Now 69, she continues to act, most recently in The Changeling and the short film And Now I Lay Me Down. While she's had fewer TV roles lately, she's thrived in theater and remains one of the most respected performers of her generation. Over the years, Jane appeared in numerous shows, from The Big Bang Theory to Carol's Second Act, and remains involved in philanthropy and the arts, a far calmer life, we hope, than Lois ever had. Let's move to everyone's favorite chaotic dad, Hal. When the show began, he was 44 and already had credits in Seinfeld, The X-Files, and Saving Private Ryan. Fast forward to today, Bryan needs no introduction. His success in both Malcolm in the Middle and Breaking Bad made him one of the most beloved actors in Hollywood. Cranston turned 69 this year, and he's still unstoppable. He starred in Asteroid City and has several new projects in the works. And when rumors spread in 2023 that he was retiring, he quickly clarified,
Yes, I said to this interview, I feel like for the last 25 years I've been so busy, and I feel like I need a reset. I need to have more life experience so I want to hit the pause button.
Okay, not end.
No.
That's what made it.
So, nothing to worry about. Therefore, let's move on to the family's rebellious oldest son, Francis. Christopher Masterson was 20 when the show premiered, and today, at 45, he's living a much more grounded life. After Malcolm in the Middle, he continued acting for a while, but eventually shifted his focus behind the scenes, becoming a DJ and working in the hospitality world. He married actress Yolanda Pecoraro in 2019, with whom share a daughter and a son, and chose to raise them away from public eyes, rarely updating social media. Reese, played by Justin Berfield, was the tough but lovable older brother who brought chaos to every scene. He was just 14 when the show premiered. Today, at 39, Justin works mostly behind the camera as a producer and even served as the chief creative officer at Virgin Produced, the company behind films like Limitless and Bad Moms. He's now married, has a daughter, and lives a much calmer life. And yes, he's officially returning for the 4-episode Malcolm in the Middle revival alongside Francis and Malcolm. And now, let's talk about the boy genius himself. Frankie Muniz became one of the most recognizable young actors of the early 2000s, thanks in large part to the massive success of the show. But toward the end of that decade, he stepped back from acting to focus on something very different: professional car racing. He's competed in several championships, including the Arca Menard series, proving he's just as intense behind the wheel as he was in class. Today, at 39, Frankie is married, has a son, and still appears occasionally in indie films and nostalgia interviews, and can't wait to see his performance in the upcoming revival. As for Erik Sullivan, who played Dewey, the quiet troublemaker, he stepped away from acting after the show. His final role was in the 2010 film 12, and after that, he pretty much disappeared from the public eye. For years, the only glimpses fans got were a few old college photos that popped up online. But in March of this year, he was spotted in Boston for the first time in well over a decade. Around that same time, news broke that Dewey will be recast, with Caleb Ellsworth Clark taking on the role in the upcoming Malcolm in the Middle revival on Disney+. Now 34 years old, Erik seems perfectly happy living a quiet life far away from the spotlight.
Please, don't be silly.
Dewey, you remember your grandparents, don't you, sweetie?
Take it. Let him sit and that will teach him. But what if they get these spells?
The unforgettable Ida, Lois's ruthlessly sarcastic mother, was played by the legendary Cloris Leachman. She was already an award-winning actress long before the show, including 4 Emmys and 1 Oscar for her role in the 1971 movie The Last Picture Show. Cloris continued acting throughout her life, but sadly, she passed away in 2021 at the age of 94, leaving behind an extraordinary career that spanned over 7 decades. And do you remember baby Jamie, the final addition to the family? He was actually played by twins James and Lukas Rodriguez. They joined the show during the 6th season and are now in their mid-20s, also living a peaceful life away from the spotlight. Craig Feldspar, Lois's awkward colleague at Lucky Aid who was hopelessly in love with her, was played by David Anthony Higgins. He was 38 when the show premiered, and now at 62, he's still active in Hollywood, popping up in popular sitcoms like The Goldbergs and Mike and Molly. Next up, let's check in with the Kenarban family, including Merrin Dungey as Kitty, Gary Anthony Williams as Abe, and Craig Lamar Traylor as Stevie Kenarban. Back in 2000, they were 29, 34, and 11 years old, respectively. The parents have continued acting over the years, but Stevie, now 35, has mostly stepped away from Hollywood, choosing a quieter life outside the spotlight. And speaking of Stevie, let's not forget the rest of Malcolm's Krellboyne class. Evan Matthew Cohen played Lloyd. He was 13 when the show premiered and is now 37. He's taken a break from acting to pursue other interests. Will Jennings, who played Eraserhead, was 12 at the start and is now 36. He also stepped away to focus on his education. Kyle Sullivan played Dabney and was 12 during filming. Now 37, he continued acting, landing a few roles in shows such as The War at Home and The Big Bang Theory. And Tanya Raymond, who played Cynthia, was 13 when she joined the cast. She's now 37 and has continued acting in shows like Lost and Goliath. Francis's wife Piama, played by Emmy Collegato, joined the show in season 3 at the age of 31. Now 53, she's continued acting in both comedy and drama, appearing in The Good Place and recently in The Changeling, continuing to bring her warmth to the screen. Otto and Gretchen, the eccentric ranch owners, gave Francis some of his funniest storylines. Kenneth Mars sadly passed away in 2011 at the age of 75, but Megan Faye continues to act, appearing in shows like Perry Mason and The Morning Show. Hayden Panettiere briefly appeared in the later seasons as Jessica, Malcolm's babysitter/girlfriend. She went on to star in Heroes in Nashville, becoming one of TV's most recognizable faces. At 36, she's made a strong comeback in 2023, returning to her Scream role as Kirby Reed. The intimidating Commandant Spangler, played by Daniel von Bargen, was one of Francis's most memorable nemeses. Sadly, Daniel passed away in 2015 at the age of 64, leaving behind a legacy of unforgettable character roles in Seinfeld, Super Troopers, and of course, Malcolm in the Middle. Erik Nenninger played Francis's classmate and friend of the same name. He was 22 when he joined the show. Now in his mid-40s, he's still active in Hollywood, appearing in The Politician, Malignant, and other TV dramas. Lavernia, played by Brenda Vela, was the ruthless owner of the store where Francis worked during his stay in Alaska in the 3rd season of the show. She was 56 when she appeared on the show and is now 79. She has continued acting with credits including American Gods and Foster. Finally, we have Malcolm's teachers, the smug Lionel Herkeby, played by Chris Eigenmann, and his kind-hearted teacher Caroline Miller, played by Catherine Lloyd Burns. Eigenmann has shifted toward directing, while Burns writes and acts in indie projects. And now we wait to see which of these familiar faces will make it into the revival. Fingers crossed for some legendary comebacks. And if you like the Twilight Saga, this video is our gift to you. Thanks for watching.